Okay. Are we ready to get started again? Yes? And guess what? Remember on day one, we had Natalie come up here and dance for us, or dance with us, lead us in a dance. Are you ready to do more Natalie dancing? Yes! Okay, yes, yay! Okay. So, can I get everyone, please, if you could, put your hands together to welcome our in-house sassy queen, Natalie! Woo!
Thank you. Hi, mic test. Oh, not yet. The AV also very 紧张. Everybody, good afternoon. I know you just had lunch again, right? Because I enjoy all of you so much, so I shamelessly asked to be on stage again. All right. As you know, after lunch, I know all of you had a long 3 days, so let's do a little bit of ice breaking. We're going to dance, but this time there's a game in it. All right, everyone. Come, let's try out this movement. Now, this is not just a dance, there is a game to play. All right, everyone, can I have you to be on your feet? Eyes on me. Eyes on me. Come, everyone, on your feet. Let's try this game. Okay, now, the first command is called hand jive. This is what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We learn the power of 3. So how many times you do that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, find a partner. Partner up. I'm sure by day 3 you should have made some friends. If you haven't made a friend, let me know. I'll find a friend for you. All right, now look at your friend. We're going to do the hand jive. Look at your friend. Don't look at me. I'm not your friend. All right, look at your friend. Ready? And let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Exactly. Right? Okay, let's try again. One more time. And we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Got it? Okay, now this first command is called hand jive. What's the first command? Hand jive. Okay, second command is called change partner. So when I say change partner, you got to quickly change with someone else and play the hand jive game. Clear? So what do you do when I say change partner? Look for someone else, right? Look for a new friend. All right, let's try again. Look at your, I haven't said change partner. Why you're so 紧张? I haven't said change partner. All right, everybody, look at your original friend, your original friend. Ready? Do the hand jive. We go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Again, we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Change partner. Ah! Change partner. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, very good. Now, children, eyes on teacher Nat. Okay, so we have 2 commands. First command is called, what is it called? Hand jive. Second command? So when I say change partner, what do you do? Change partner and continue your hand jive. Now, I know it's a long day. If you're going to, you need to have some sense of urgency in this game. If I say change partner, you stroll. That one not fun. You must quickly change. Okay, you must create that sense of urgency. All right? Clear? Everybody? Okay, before we do the hand jive, you need to dance a bit. DJ, let's hit it up. And go to side to side.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
All right, everyone, follow me. And go.
Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
Go.
With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happy.
you, Natalie. Give yourself a big round of applause. And now, are we ready for the afternoon? Are we ready for amazing guests? Are we ready to learn more about how to get paid to speak? If so, can I invite you to stand up, and you can bang on the tables and you can stamp your feet, okay? Someone said just now, is there an earthquake? And we're like, not yet, but let's make it happen here, okay? So are we ready to bring back Eric Fung?
Oh my God, I'm so excited for all of you. All my special guests are waiting outside. And take a seat, everyone, take a seat. I feel so bad every time the MC asks you all to stand up, and I really don't need that, but thank you so much, Adeline. All my online friends, hi. Okay, we're waiting for all your, wow, only my spa is back. Oh yeah, because we provided lunch. Okay, God. No one else, like, only my spa is back. Our spa students, you had fun meeting the VIPs just now? You milked their brains. Okay, now the rest of them are going to milk the brains. The rest of you is your turn, okay? We're going to prioritize your questions. So make sure you ask those questions. Now, can I get all the people at the back to come forward? We're going to start. We have 3 corporate clients, 2 global speakers, and then suddenly, I met a friend who is speaking at another conference next door. He's a global speaker as well, so I asked him whether he can come and say a few words to you. So all my buddies are out there. He's from London, by the way, so I can't wait. So I want all of you to be in the room and learn from him, because he's actually Mark Leong's teacher. So you all remember Mark Leong? It's Mark Leong's teacher, Shifu. So you all love Mark Leong. Oh, wait till you see the next speaker. So please, those of you who are at your table, text your success squad. Come back, come back, come back. Global speaker coming. Okay, with that, I'll take care of you all first. Can I invite all of you to... Oh, I apologize. You might have to stand for this game. Can I invite you to stand? This is for game, not for me, okay? Okay, I want you to find yourself a partner and stand opposite your partner. Stand face to face. Very good. I need someone... Evelyn, can you come up? Zatalie, maybe you come up. Be my demo. Can we have some music, please, in the background? Happy music in the background? Come. Okay. All right, light bringers. Light bringers, this is how you play the game, okay? So you're going to stand opposite your friend and do like a handshake. So look at a handshake, but keep a gap. Keep a gap, so there's a gap. Okay, so this is how you play the game. It's a reflex game, okay? I'm going to get you to pick a color, red or white. So someone be red, someone be white. What color you want? Okay. So Zatalie is going to pick red, I'm going to pick white. So later on, this is the starting position, right? I will call the color. So if I call red and your color is red, you are supposed to grab the person's hand to score 1 point. If it's not your color, you are supposed to siam. Got it? Reflex game, 5 rounds. Now listen, listen. It is a hand-grabbing game. It's not a face-slapping game, okay? All right, ready? 1, okay, no need. 1, 2, 3, red! Well done. All right, let's do it one more time. I can tell who are the people that have been having a lot of food just now. Huh? Okay, round 2. 1, 2, 3, white! All right, third round. Ready? 1, 2, 3, white! All right, next round. 1, 2, 3, red! All right, final round. Ready? 1, 2, 3, red! All right, give yourself a bigger applause. Grab a seat. Come on, grab a seat, and we're gonna get started. Woo. Oh my God, can feel the energy of the room. All right, the people at the back, can you please come back to the front? I want to introduce someone really, really special. Okay, excellent. All back? Good. Now, so as I was saying, Do you remember yesterday I shared with you that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with? Right? So if the people around you are successful speakers, successful entrepreneurs, then it's a matter of time that you're going to be successful as well. So you guys are very blessed because this speaker that I'm about to bring out, he is an ultimate global speaker. He has 6 million followers across all social media platforms. He has spoken on Mind Valley. He has spoken in US, UK, Africa, Europe, almost every country except maybe, Antarctica. All right, and he is Mark Leong's teacher. So you guys remember Mark Leong? There was one story that he didn't share with you on Thursday. Mark Leong used to own a lot of fruit juice stores. And because of COVID, he nearly went bankrupt, right? Because of, the situation. So he closed down all the stores and he had very little money left and he needed to turn around his business. So I remember when I interviewed him on podcast, I asked him, what do you do? How do you turn around? You know what he did? He took that whatever money that he has left to sign up for this speaker's program, to build his own funnel. And then, you know the rest of the story. He turned around and today, his company is about to be listed. So this one, we must really stand for this speaker, okay? Can we do that? And as you stand for a speaker, you're standing for yourself as well. So can I invite all of you to stand for this one? His name is none other than John Lee. Let's give it a big round of applause. Woo! So John,
Test.
mic 2?
Test.
Okay, good. So John, you can take a seat. Thank you so much. So all of them are aspiring speakers. They will love one day to be like you. Could you give them some word of advice? Any advice for them? All yours.
So, test. Is it on? Testing. What? Is it on? Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
First of all, Eric, thanks for that. And it's just incredible to be in a space where people have a powerful message that they want to get to the world. I've been speaking for like the last 20 years. We have about 200 speaking engagements a year. So it's a lot. We have about 55,000 people that go through our trainings worldwide. And so if I was to put it down to one thing, it's this. I want you to write this down. Awareness times attention equals income. Awareness times attention equals income. Awareness, I see you. Attention, I have your attention. So the key to this is to make sure that you are always putting yourself out there. That's why I'm wearing a mic. Do you know the easiest way to get speaking engagements? Like if you go to my website, johnlee.com, the first thing that you see is me speaking on stage. You can't get speaking engagements unless you get discovered. So you need to be discovered. So every time you speak on stage, you need to wear a mic and have a DJI Pocket 3. Right? So Kirk over there, he has a DJI Pocket. He's filming me. I have a mic. That will now go online, right? And it doesn't matter if I only get 10 people or 100 people that see it, but if one person sees it and they book me, my speaker fee is $100,000 per speech, right? But it didn't start like that, right? It took a long time to get, 20 years to get to that. You have Eric that you're learning from where you can learn exactly how to do that. So it's incredible that you get to learn from someone like this who's got all this experience. The best strategy, because I don't have that much time here, because I need to fly back to London, the best strategy I've got for all of you, raise your hand if you use social media, show of hands. Raise your hand if you use it as a consumer. You consume a lot of content. Okay, the problem with that is consumers spend money, creators make money. So as a speaker now, we have to make sure that we are advertising how good we are at speaking. If people want to hire you for a keynote, I just did a whole tour with Deepak Chopra. You guys know Deepak Chopra? Before they had me do the whole tour in Australia, they said, John, send me your show reel. Send me your social media. Send me examples of talks that you've done. And when I sent it to the team, that's how I got the gig. And each location, Brisbane and Melbourne and Sydney, each one of these locations, 2,000 people. So how did I get that? Because you need to be able to showcase yourself. So film every time you're on stage. That's why you got a stage here. Film everything you have on stage and then just put it on the internet. Now, I'm going to teach you a very quick strategy. This will get you millions of views for free. Are you ready? You ready? Are you ready? Okay, here's what you do. Raise your hand if you heard of a reel, like an Instagram reel. Reels are vertical like this. They just changed the algorithm. All of you right now need to have 10 Instagram accounts. 10. Why? Ask me why. Because Every time you make a reel post, you get 500 views minimum. So that means every day, give me 30 seconds of your time of you talking. When you talk, guess what happens? You record it on a phone, you post it on Instagram, 500 views. And you can do that every single day. 500 views times 365 gives you 182,500 views per one account. Times that by 10 is 1.8 million. And it's the same video that we post on all the different platforms. So this is what we call compound marketing. As a speaker, you need to put yourself out there. People need to see what you can do. Now, 1% conversion of this, you get 1,850 people reaching out to you. This is how you get your speaking engagements. And when you do this, you need to then couple it with podcasts. So when you speak, the best tool you can have is a book. I just got signed by Penguin in Hay House. Huge publisher. Thank you. It took a long time to get there. But let me tell you how I got the deal. It wasn't because it's John Lee. It's because I have 6 million people that follow me on social media, right? So a good strategy you can do, if you want to get more followers, when you're speaking on stage, you tell everyone to take out the phone, take a picture of you, tag you on social media, because if there's like 500 people in this room right now, they just have 1,000 friends. You just got access to 500,000 people that come and follow you. So the whole idea is awareness times attention equals income. The more people that know you exist, the more podcast interviews you get, the more book deals you get, and the more clients you get. And the whole part of this, you also need to use artificial intelligence as well. So why is that important? Because I'm wearing a mic. This is called an AI pendant. Everything I say into this goes into my AI here. And I can tell my AI to say things. I was just demoing this to Eric over coffee just now. So I can come here and I can say,
Hey, what's up?
So I'm just speaking here at Eric's event, and we're talking about speaker training. I'm talking about you, and would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
Of course. Hey everyone, I'm Nova, which stands for Next Generation Optimized Virtual Assistant. I work closely with John Lee, yes, the one and only, to help him scale his vision and make a bigger impact. Think of me as his supercharged AI sidekick, making things smoother, faster, and way more impactful. Basically, I do the heavy lifting so John can keep being brilliant.
Right. Here's why it's important. As a speaker, you create a lot of presentations. So I just did a keynote next door to like almost 1,000 people there, right? And here's the thing. I created that presentation 5 minutes before going on stage. Why? Because I had to feel the room. I had to ask all the people, okay, how did the audience respond today? Fed all the information into my Nova. I said, Nova, create me a presentation based on a real estate audience that learned about this, and this based in Singapore. Then it created the outline for me, and then I went to Nova and I said, create the slides for me as well. So now it can create all the slides for me in 5 minutes. This is where you want to be. Because when you get a lot of views, if you times this by 5 accounts, this is not just Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Shorts, Snapchat, Little Red Book, you will gain over 1 million views of organic reach for free. And when you do that, you compound your marketing, people know that you exist. And then what you do, you want to get all your audience to take videos of you when you're on stage and to post it on social media. So next time Eric's on stage, I want all of you to take your camera out, film 30 seconds of him talking, tag him in the post, and then watch what happens. Right? Massive exposure, organic reach. And then what you can do, you can target that reach as well using Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising. In fact, how many of you have a YouTube channel? Okay, raise your hand if you do not have a YouTube channel. And raise your hand if you won't raise your hand no matter what I say. There's always one person at the back. Okay, here's the thing. The best platform, because I'd go out now, the best platform that you can do is YouTube. Start with YouTube, 10-minute videos. Once you've recorded your long-form video, you want to use vidyo.ai, vidyo.ai. Why? Ask me why. Because you take your YouTube video, you put it into AI, and the AI will edit it for you and turn it into 10 different 30-second videos. Then you go to another AI called blaze.ai. You upload all the videos and you schedule all the videos to go out every single day at 12 o'clock. So now you're automated. So now all you do is speak, you get someone to film you, and then you upload it to your AI, so your AI can help you create presentations in 5 minutes. And then also you get a lot of reach, opportunities come in, podcasts come in, book deals come in, and also paid speaking engagements, consulting. I do a lot of consulting. I charge $5,000 an hour, right? Because you have so much reach and so much distribution. So over the last 20 years, if I was to say what's the one thing that people need to do, it's always about ABP. Always be promoting. You see, every single one of you have a powerful message to share. But if you don't get paid to deliver that message, you cannot continue to deliver that message. I really hope that you take massive action, you learn from you implement these strategies, and just do great with your message. Give people your gift, right? Leave people with more than you met them with. Enrich their lives, and I promise you, great things will come to you. Thank you for this, and my name is John Lee. Take massive action. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
John, that was phenomenal. Let me check in with you. Have you guys got an amazing value in just 10 minutes? You guys gonna, okay, what do you share? What is FP? Always be. Exactly. You're not desperate. It's because you really want your message to get out there because you believe in it. Right? I've got a little care package for you. You can take it on the plane. It's by CW.
Oh, wow.
This is for you. Thank you so much, John.
Thanks
for
for
doing
that. I
this.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. You guys are so blessed. Are you all blessed? Now you know why we're running an MBS. So while you guys are working, I was going out there, checking out, talking to my friends. They were like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? So I was busy going to their event, and they're busy coming to my event. So this is what happened when you have a community of global speakers. Wouldn't it be nice one day, all of us, GPTS, running events next door to each other? Oh my God, I'm seeing that vision. Oh my God, can we clap for that? Because can you imagine, like, oh, hey, GPTS graduate, we're all running events. And then we come support each other, you know what I mean? Like, hey, come, say a few words so I can have lunch. Say a few words so that I can, do something. That's what we're building. Now, that's not all. Today, we had the honor. Don't forget, today is Saturday. It is near impossible to bring corporate clients to come and meet you on a Saturday because they have to work very hard on weekdays, but they make time for all of you because they really believe in supporting Asian experts and experts in Asia. So remember, we have one bank, one insurance company, and one tech company. Get ready your question. It's a 30-minute fireside chat. I will start the ball rolling, but then you guys can ask your questions. Last batch, we had someone from SingPost, Brian T, that came and spoke to us. Right after that, many of you actually went to DM them and LinkedIn them. Brian sent me a message. He told me that 95 of your GPTS speakers messaged me. Here are the 15 that was very good. I analyzed it using AI, and I'm going to send you a report later to share with you what kind of messages resonate with C-suite so that when you write your own message, you should follow the same thing. All right, so remember, before you message any of our corporate clients, read that report from Brian first, and then message them and connect. Are you all ready for our next segment? If you guys are ready, can we give a big hand for our 3 corporate clients from the bank? From the bank, we have Kelvin. From tech, we have Cham. And from insurance, we have Robert. Oh my God. Okay, come. Let's have a chat. You guys can sit anywhere you want. Oh, you know what, Robert? Why don't you sit here so that I can see you? Okay, and I'll hide this one. Ooh. Oh, y'all. Oh my God! How come y'all dressed up the same color code? All blue. You got a memo? I didn't get a memo. All right. So I prepared a few questions for you. So let's just get straight to the point, right? What are some occasions where you would invite speakers to your company? So can we have microphones for speakers? Okay, Robert, you want to start first? Okay, go for it.
Okay, so for me, I am in a financial institution. I train agency leaders. So of course, salespeople always need to be inspired, and the inspiration cannot just always come from within. So we need to get speakers externally, different faces, different topics, to always share with them new stuff, right? Salespeople need to be motivated by new learnings, new sharings, something that they can take away and bring to the table when they meet their clients. Yeah, so that would be why I would engage external speakers.
So for yours, it's more motivational, inspirational.
Yes.
Got it. How about Kelvin?
Yeah, so with the bank, I guess I help run a lot of events, whether it's internal learning events or also for like sales conferences. But I think having speakers is something that we really value more and more because we listen to our bosses day in, day out. But having external insights, right? We call it the outside-in perspectives will really bring a different flavor to the table, and people like that. It's something different, something that is spiced up, and it brings new energy to whoever is listening in the audience. Yes.
Chum?
Okay, hi. So I'm from a global advertising technology company, which I guess you guys use almost on the daily basis, but I'm not allowed to say who. So I I work with the enterprise sales team, where they are the ones in charge of account management of all our enterprise clients, and then they pitch all our ad solutions to them. And my job is to service them in terms of their training and development needs. So similar to both Robert and as well, right, and Kelvin, right? It's like you have kids, right? You send them to tuition. Why? They got primary school, secondary school teachers, right? Why can't they just do it on their own? Why? Because when you pay somebody external to do it versus you telling them to do it, it makes a whole lot of a difference. So the same thing, right? We have a lot of internal sales leaders, cross-function specialists that come in and tell you over and over again about products and things like that. But when it comes to sales, which is a skill, right? That is where we will get an expert with the experience, right, to come in to give maybe a different perspective. But that's when our people will actually listen, which is very strange, right? So.
Oh, that's nice. Basically, we are their mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Right? Now, can you share with us what kind of speakers attracts you? So, I'm sure you get pitched a lot, right? All of you. There will be a lot of people sending you messages or emails, and I'm sure they will probably be connecting with you as well. So what do you look for in a speaker that will make you want to engage them?
Okay, so perhaps I can go first. Interestingly, so I used to also work with Eric.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot to tell the backstory. Chum used to be part of my speaker bureau. Yeah. And then she got poached by an ad tech company. And then I cannot not let her go because I would have been happy to be poached too. If they asked me to go, I also will go. All right, so she left, but we'll stay. Actually, she left is also very good because then now we got one more company that can hire our speakers. Yeah. So you actually represent a lot of us, right? You represented me, you represented our Maxine Teo, yes. Jerome Joseph, the big guns, right? Why do speakers pick them?
Okay, so during my time with you, right, I learned that there's this formula called the 3E formula, right?
The what?
3E.
3 E's, okay.
Right? I'm not sure if you shared this with them, but that was like my guiding principle for whenever I pitch you guys to them. And also now, even more so, my guiding principle for engaging any external speakers. So the first E is definitely expertise. You need to have the expertise in that topic that you're talking about, right? You must have liao, right?
Okay, pause, good. Okay, let's go deep, right? So we use your framework and then we'll have a conversation. So in your case, how would you know if we are truly an expert? Because you haven't heard us speak yet. So how would you know?
Okay, so that's when we need to see any past work you've done, right? Usually it comes in the form of a proposal, right? And followed by an interview or a meeting. But we need to know what you have done and for which clientele. And then we see if there's a match and if there's any credibility with it. And when we look at the clientele that you've worked with, we also want to see whether there is any familiarity with my industry.
So you like it that we are, if let's say you're ad tech and I have experience in an ad tech, you like that?
Or any tech for that matter.
Ah, got it, okay.
So which is my second E, which is experience. Okay. So you must have experience in the industry that I'm working with so that I know that you can speak the same lingo.
Got it, okay. You reserve your last E, okay? My guans is here now. Okay. So we hold there first. How about you, Kelvin? Like when you look at our marketing materials, how would you know that we truly are an expert in our field?
I think just from reading marketing materials, that is not sufficient for me. I really do value, and just hearing from what John said, like I do look for content on social media, on YouTube, and I do want to hear how this person speaks as well. So I think for me, the area of expertise is important, but I also value a bit of the energy and charisma. I think we have to strike both the balance because I have worked with some subject matter experts and they are really good at their knowledge, but oh God, they can't speak. Like, I don't want to listen to this person talk for half an hour to an hour, right? Whereas, like, if somebody has energy, the knowledge bit, I can still like supply back and say, hey, I want you to talk about these few things, but please bring the energy to keep.
Wow, this is new to me. This is so cool. So for you, that if you see our dynamism, you see our videos, you can help us support us. Oh.
It's a lot easier for me to justify that.
I got you. Very good. So Joe, stage time. Okay, Robert, how about you?
So for me, the energy part is very important. And that's how I got to know Eric. I remember seeing him for the first time. I said, wow, I want to be like this guy. So incidentally, I'm sure that's why all of you sign up for this, because I signed up for Get Paid to Speak 2 years ago. So can I take this opportunity to please ask all of you to give yourself a round of applause? Yeah, that's the first step, to learn from the guru, okay? Now, like Sham mentioned, yeah, the expertise and the experience plays a very important part. And for me, I'm slightly different. I don't really rely on reviews, even when I book hotels to go overseas, because I feel reviews can be skewed. So while if you're planning to put yourself up, you know, like what John mentioned earlier, make sure you're out there, you need to make sure that people know about you and they've seen your work. So for example, let's say if I saw Eric on social media before I saw him in person, I will probably ask people, hey, have you seen this guy, Eric Feng, in action? And if let's say Sham said, no, I saw him on social media, and Kelvin said, yes, I engaged him before, I will take Kelvin's testimony more seriously. So for me, it works that way, yeah. So why I'm sharing this with you is, don't just always rely on social media. You must make sure that you're out there, people have seen you, and like what John said, get these people, just like what he told you, to tag Eric, then people will know, wow, you know, you were in an event like this, and if you are invited back on stage, people can remember you. So Leo, where's Leo? Where's Leo?
Is that Uncle Leo? Ah,
so Leo was talking to me at lunchtime, and then I remembered, because I helped out in the Get Paid to Speak after I graduated, and I remember Leo going on stage. That's what I mean. Because if somebody had just told me, remember this guy Leo, and I didn't see him myself, then, you know, I may have seen him on social media, but I'll forget him. Yeah, so I think don't just remain visible on social media. I know the younger generation love to do that. They think the social media can work the magic. It's good, but you need to be visible as well. Yeah, that's for me.
This is very interesting. I once was told by a corporate client that being too visible sometimes is a double-edged sword. Because if too many people know you, but you're not good enough yet, it also means that a lot of people will know that you're not good. So sometimes it's as you're working on your substance, as you're working on your quality, then you also work on your visibility, right? Would you all agree that is the case? So going back to you, we're very curious about the last E, but you don't tell us the last E yet. We play a game, okay? So Cham mentioned that she's looking at expertise and experience, right? But let's guess the last E. Any guesses? Guess it right, then maybe she might hire you all. Energy, what else? Huh? Engagement, what else? Enthusiasm, what else? Effectiveness, what else? Empathy, entertainment. Wow, that's a lot of E's.
Yeah. Actually, the right answer is out already.
The right answer is the right answer is already. What's the right answer for you?
Okay, which is what Kelvin and Robert also mentioned, which is engagement. Right? Exactly what you said. Even you have all the experience and all the expertise, but you can't speak and nobody wants to listen to you, then what for, right? Yeah, so the 3 E's all must come together.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I can ask all of you, so whenever you all watch a video, right, we'll submit our videos to you. Do you all watch the whole video? The whole 20 minutes, 40 minutes?
To be honest, if I am it's like algorithm, right, of your social media. First 7-6 seconds, if you get my attention, right, I will stay on. But if you lose me in the first 5-7 seconds, I'm so sorry. I will continue to watch on, giving you a chance, but you know what I mean?
But already minus point already.
Yeah.
How about you, Kelvin?
I think I do the 7-second rule as well. And because if I get a whole list of potential speakers, I cannot spend 20 minutes for all of them, right? But those that gets me past 7 to 10 seconds is where I'll like potential. That's
okay. Write down. That means our signature story very important. Remember our opening, right? The opening signature story. That's the one I think will hook them. How about Robert? What about you?
So for me, I do training. I love watching football. So if I have training the next day, right, and if the football game is at 3 a.m., I will stay up to watch the football because I know I'm on my feet doing training. And usually, for those of you, I think there are a few people in this room who know me, it's very hard to fall asleep during my training. Okay? But if I'm attending training and I do not know that someone like Eric Feng is doing the training, I will dare not watch football. So what I'm trying to say is that you're going to make sure, just like what they say, you're going to make sure that you know that when you go on that stage, no matter how sleepy or whatever people are doing, you're going to put their devices down because they paid to listen to this person. They're spending time to listen to this person. They want to make sure that they learn as much as possible. So that energy, enthusiasm, engagement, all the 3 E's have to be present if, let's say, you want the audience to remember you. And believe me, being a speaker myself and a trainer myself, when you see the people paying attention, looking at you, you will be top form. If you see everybody, walking out, looking at the devices, then it's going to be a challenge for you. And nobody likes to be in that situation.
Now, I've asked the questions. The rest of the time, we have 17 minutes, 38 seconds, all yours. Come, raise your hands. We'll run to you, and then you can ask your questions. Okay, we'll go Ted first. Okay, and then go to you. Then the rest of you, raise your hand. We'll stand by beside you, okay? Go for it. Introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Hi, I'm Ted Killian. Eric asked you what you look for in the materials that you see to engage with a potential speaker. What would turn you off right away? What are red flags if you see it in the materials or the video that you'd say, I'm not even going to look anymore?
Okay, from the financial institution, which is very regulated here in Singapore, we rather work with people who work with other financial institutions because we know they know what they can say and what they can't. Because we have a lot of speakers, right, especially overseas speakers. They are not familiar with the regulatory requirements in Singapore. So when they come, what they feel is so good may not go down well with our regulators. And once they say something wrong, the participants pick it up and they get caught doing something wrong, we are responsible because we engage them. Yeah. So to answer your question, the materials has to be vetted by my company, and I think most insurance companies, the compliance were vetted. And if I may also add, since you asked the question, when we look for foreign speakers, we want them to conceptualize. Because there are a lot of foreign speakers, when they share certain things, it works well in the country they come from. But they need to understand how to conceptualize it to our context here. Then I think it's more effective.
And how do we contextualize it? What do you need to see for you to be convinced that we contextualize to your industry and to this country?
Okay, let me give you an example, and this comes from the people that I work with in my company. So they'll go for the annual meeting, the MDRT annual meeting in the USA. MDRT has a lot of platform speakers, and then they go into breakout rooms. A lot of them say that, when they choose the breakout room now, they will go and choose an Asian speaker. Because whatever the Asian speakers share is relatable. An example would be, someone from the States might talk about taxation there, which obviously is very different here. That's an example of what I mean. Yeah.
Got it. And how about you?
I guess reacting to your
red
question.
Flags.
Not really a red flag, probably an orange flag. But I think personally, I don't like kind of hard sell, or in the material, it's almost like you could do everything. Then that to me is very fluffy. You're not particularly specialized. So that to me is a no. I think contextualization is also quite important. But from my perspective, in a different sense, because I think when you pitch to somebody, you need to know what role they are running. For example, I run a global role. So I do value people who have a bit more of a global or regional context than just, say, Singapore or Malaysia, for example. So having that tells me this person can speak to multiple markets that I cover, for example. Yeah.
Got it. Chump, red flags.
Yeah, so I think the red flag, similarly to Kelvin, is hard selling. So hard selling looks like this, right? So basically, the fella has an entire list of people to email. They just blast in, maybe see the BCC list, and everybody, regardless of your level of seniority, and regardless of your function, gets the exact same message.
And how would you know it's the exact same message?
Because maybe my colleagues got it too, and my boss as well, right? So that's when I know that, there's no intentional prospecting going on, and you probably didn't find out what my business is about. So that is a big turn-off for me. And another thing I might want to add, another big turn-off is if I do reply, but you do not reply me fast enough, or like you take 2-3 days to reply me, that also signifies that maybe you're not very interested in my business. And my business is a very fast-moving business. If I have to wait for you for 2 days, I can't imagine working with you, and then you take 2 days to reply me for every other email, then sorry. Yeah. So yeah, just to answer your question.
Wow, that was good. So 2 days cannot. 1 day?
Same day.
24 hours. Wow. Better get a PA, everyone. Okay, question, and then you go over to the next person. Go for it.
The lady that you're Cham.
Cham.
Her name is Cham. C-H-A-R.
M.
Yeah, good. I thought it was Cham, but I think Cham is a better name.
You put it closer to your mouth so we can
I
hear
think
you.
Cham is a better name. But Cham, when you mentioned the 3 E's, the last one being engagement. I'd like to perhaps ask you, give me some tips on how to engage, and the other 2 also.
You ask clients on how to engage. Okay, never mind.
No,
we
what
hear.
do you look for engagement?
Okay.
Okay, so obviously besides being charismatic, which is quite a subjective term, right? I think it's that connection that they can have with the audience instead of, like your lecturers, right? They just blast off what do you call it, soliloquy. So it's a connection that almost like having a conversation, although they already have a speech like fully lined up. So there's a lot of storytelling for relatability as well, right? Good speakers actually bring you through a wave of emotions. They make you super motivated. After that, they make you super sad. After that, they make you super happy again. And then they make you like, wow, I'm here for you, that kind of feeling. Yeah, so a good speaker really engages emotionally.
Well said. Nice. Next.
I think just to add to that, although you know the speaker is speaking to 1,000 people, but when you listen to someone who's engaging, it feels like he's actually just talking to you one-on-one. That, to me, is engagement.
Look at one, speak to. Okay, good. Next.
So for me, being a trainer, of course, I know what I need to do to engage. So when I'm engaging a speaker, I will also expect the speaker to do the same thing, which is, asking questions, getting them to share, rather than, you doing all the talking, which is what we are usually fond of. Okay, so it's very important, especially if you're ever going to do anything online, where you can't see whether the person is listening to you. So I have one golden rule when I myself am speaking or doing. I say, okay, those people whose cameras are off, I'll be engaging you. So you better be present, yeah. And I think if you bother to be there, then you must be present, because anything that you do has to be beneficial to not only just to the participants who paid to hear you or learn from you, but you also there. You want to make sure that they are participative as well. Yeah.
All right, next question. Okay, we'll go where the microphone is. But remember, okay, our runners go to the back of the room. We have a lot of questions at the back. Okay, go for it.
I listed China Mobile when I was at Goldman Sachs, but that completely overruled the chances of me underwriting the IPO for China Telecom and China Unicom. Had I spoken at one of your competitors' gigs, will you still hire me?
Okay, so let me take that. We get people who speak at the competitors as well. So you can be rest assured that when you speak or you train, right, not everybody will apply. So when I do training, some people say, but Robert, if you teach all of us this and everybody in the room does it, then we are not unique. So it's my reply to them. 3 months later, you contact everyone in the room and you see whether everybody is doing it. So there will be people who will do it, and the very innovative ones will take what the speaker shares and they will even improvise it. So even if the speaker goes to my competitor, chances are it's not going to be the same. Yeah, so if you've got audiences who know how to leverage on what you share, and I do that. I mean, I don't want to be another Eric Feng. So whenever I hear Eric, I say, that's a good idea. So let's see what I can do differently, right? And I think while people will say, I thought, which would you prefer? For someone to say, I heard Eric say that before. Or wow, this is something refreshing, but I may have fed off from what you say. Yeah. So don't worry about them sharing with the competitors because not everybody will follow suit, lock, stock, barrel. Yeah.
How about the two of you? Is it okay if I speak at other banks and for you I speak at maybe Meta?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's an issue for me. In fact, I think if you speak at some competitors and you do get feedback from, say, the other bank, you could bring that perspective to us as well. And I'm happy to take external perspectives. Why not? To learn from other banks.
Got it. John?
Yeah, so I think for speakers, right, if you work with corporates regularly, you actually have to sign this thing called NDA, right, whereby you are not allowed to divulge our internal information to other people. So in that sense, if the sharing is, I would say, generic, right, or secular, that has nothing to do with particular information of the company, feel free to share it. So from my past life when I was working with Eric, right, he can have the same keynote, right?
Oh, I got personalized it.
Times.
No,
Yeah, so it's, you know why? Because it's information that is new, that is useful, right? And like what Robert said, not everybody will use it, right? So just go and evangelize what you're good at. And that's your job, actually. Yeah, whether they pick it up, that's up to them.
Love the word evangelize. All right, who's next? Okay, over here.
Hi, good afternoon. My
Keep your hands up. For those of you, if our runner didn't see you, keep your hands up, wave, throw things. No, don't throw things. Right? Just wave, then we'll come to you. Okay, Evelyn, can we get more runners? Like, I want 4 microphones out there. I'm going to, is it okay if I extend this session? Right, and then the Debbie one, which is my speaker manager, we recorded a video, we put it in your success squad, you watch it on your own time. Because she's from Indonesia and you know what happened in Indonesia just now. So we'll let you watch the recording, okay? So we can continue a bit further. Is that okay? All right. So don't worry, we'll make sure we still have more time. So can we set another 15 minutes on the clock? Okay, go for it. Introduce yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Katie. Thank you so much for coming here. This is really valuable. Obviously, part of your role when you're looking for speakers is variety, right? You're unlikely to get the same speaker every single time. But what is it that would really make a speaker stand out to get them rebooked?
What can we do as speaker to get rebooked by you guys? What can we do to stand out? You know what would be very cool? If we can frame this question this way, you have hired a lot of speakers, right? Give us one example of a speaker that till today you still remember and why. And I know you probably would think about me, but it's okay. Don't have to share about me. Kidding. Yeah, someone else. Like, who really make an impression in your career?
Okay, in fact, there is a live example, okay, of a training partner or speaker partner that I've been working with since my time with you guys, right? So the reason why I will continue to work with this particular training partner is because I have, okay, so besides the 3E, right, there's actually another 2 more qualities that I look for, which is adaptability and efficiency, which I think we discussed a little bit just now. So this guy, it's a local startup as well, but also a global speaker. But although he is so famous and so good at what he does, right, you can probably guess who it is. Yeah, right? But he is always very, very, very adaptable to all the needs that we throw at him. Yeah, so our ask, right, could be a last-minute ask, but he can just adapt and then throw it in. And then his response time, although he travels a lot around the world as a global speaker, and regardless of difference in time zone, right, he will still make sure that, hey, you know what, I can't reply you right now over like WhatsApp, but he will say, I'll get back to you by when. So these are the qualities that I really, really appreciate because we have so much more things to do besides speaker engagement, you know, right? So if a speaker partner can adapt to our rhythm and give it to us on time, that is extremely, extremely helpful. So I will keep going back and going back and going back to him. Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
I think for me, a couple of the really good speakers that I've worked with, they are very willing to even reach out and understand the problem that we're trying to address. Of course, they would have like their main keynote, but they would try and adapt it to the problem that we are trying, the message they want to say, and it really gels with what we are trying to tell the organization, right? And then he or she will bring in his or her perspectives. And I think I like that level of personalization, and I would actually recommend to other colleagues, because in such a huge bank, there are many other pockets who would need speakers, then I'll be like, find this person, go for this person, yeah.
Wow. And just to answer the tactical part is the pre-speech questionnaire. Because in the pre-speech questionnaire, we'll be asking the client what are the challenges, what's the CEO message, and then you can incorporate those things into your speech. Right? Robert?
Okay.
Most memorable one.
Two things. The first thing is, it's good to get feedback from the participants after you have engaged that trainer, right? And from the feedback, you will then probably decide whether you should get this person back. And of course, if the feedback is good, what's probably going to happen is those who were privileged to attend are going to talk about it. And then when you get the speaker back, there'll be more people who want to attend the training or the talk again. The second, you may not know this yet, because this, especially those of you who are just attending Get Paid to Speak, the answer actually lies in this gentleman. So some of us, we are invited back, like Leo, and a few of them, to help out in future Get Paid to Speaks. And I can tell you, every time we come back, there's so much new content. So you need to get a speaker, or you need to be that speaker or that trainer who comes back with new content. You cannot be the one coming back and saying the same thing. Because mind you, when you invite that person back, some of the audience may have attended before. And you don't want them to say like, oh, why am I here? I heard this all before. You want them to say, wow, the last time he didn't say that. Yeah, so that's equally important. And of course, like Cham said, in the post-engagement, in the pre-engagement, all these discussions, all these things have to be discussed so that being a speaker, you know what is expected of you, all right, from the client.
This is gold. Next. Okay, go for it.
Thank you for your sharing. I'm Baz from Hong Kong. Assuming you have an experienced expert speaker, but on a dry technical subject, like regulation or taxation, could I ask you to share a story of a speaker like that you worked with who has demonstrated engagement? How did they engage the audience on subjects like this? If you could share an example each. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll go first since I'm holding the mic and I can. So I actually I didn't engage, a colleague of mine engaged, subject matter expert, delivery very dry, okay? But I think how he captured the audience attention was like what Sham said, with his experience. So when they saw his accolade, his experience, so even though the topic was very dry and he was not very energetic, he still managed, to get their attention. So I think if the experience is on their side or on your side, you should mention it. Yeah.
One experience I've had, obviously things like taxation, it is a very, very dry topic. And I think people who would have signed up or have to go through it, they would half expect that it's going to be really dry. But I think what I appreciate if the trainer or the speaker actually injects some kind of humor here and there and actually helps you remember things by some acronyms like your 3Cs, 3E for whatever topic. I think it still brings a bit of life to it, but otherwise, if it's boring, if it's dry, it's dry.
I'm not sure if I have such an experience truly before, but I think generally this is a question of how you engage your audience, right? So I guess you learned a lot about that yesterday, but generally when it comes to very dry topics, it's about how you make it relatable. So again, storytelling. And then I think what people like is shortcut to success, so a lot of case study sharing as well, which means it's also a lot of sharing of your expertise and experience. So, yeah.
Got it. And my perspective is SHARP. So that means for every key point that's very technical, you either use a story, a humor, an analogy, a reference, or a prop to stickify it. Then that will be okay. Yeah? No, but it's good to hear from them, right? At least it's a reinforcement. Okay, next person. Who's next? Who has the microphone? Okay, go. Yes, where? Oh, you're pointing there. Go. Oh, hi, Marian. Okay, go for it.
So my question would be, you talk about expertise and that you look for expertise in speakers. How do you look, or how do you define expertise for motivational or inspirational speakers? Because there are no certificates you can gain, or it's harder to measure the expertise.
I think this is where I believe looking at YouTube or past experience really help, because motivational speakers, there will be so many out there that says I'm a motivational speaker, but I would then like to look at credentials of who has hired this person before, where has this person spoken before, and then the engagement level. And typically I would then shortlist, say, 5 to 6 and actually speak to them, and I'll probe questions to see whether this person knows what he or she is talking about. Yeah.
So very cool. Let's talk about interview for a while, right? So when you're interviewing motivational speakers, what would be one question you would definitely ask to assess whether we are motivating enough or whether we're inspiring enough?
I would probably ask a personal kind of question to see if that person can get my attention if I were to be listening to this person.
So even our interview must be motivating and inspiring to you.
I think so. Because if you can't motivate me, then how are you motivating my 1,000 people tomorrow?
That's so true. Okay, got it. So we need to practice our interview skills as well. Oh, that means we need to assume that every interview question is like mini speech, right? Okay, good point. Robert and then Cham.
Okay, so, Eric is the first person I engaged that suggested, instead of doing a still EDM, he will do a few-minute video clip, which I think people will be more engaged to, hey, assuming it's not Eric Feng, it's somebody else. Let's say it's Sham. And you see that, you will say, okay, I don't know Sham, but wow, she looks like a very inspirational speaker. So I think that's important. Speaking of the interview, I'm a design thinking practitioner, so we use this method called ethnographic research. Okay, if you Google that, you will find ethnographic research is...
How do you spell that?
ETHNO, graphic, GRAPHIC, ethnographic research, okay? It's basically about getting people to talk about themselves. People love to talk about themselves. So if I was interviewing a speaker that I do not know, I would just say, tell me a success story in your life. We all have successes, right? Some are big wins, some are small wins. And I think just from them talking about their success, right, I will then be able to decipher whether this person will be inspirational to my audience.
Basically, yesterday's storytelling, that 4 minutes. Let me explain what Robert meant by the opening video. So that's something I do, and I totally forgot about it. I can share with you. Whenever I do a speaking event, I would always do a pre-video for my audience. I learned it from this guy called Robert Zagon, who is a social psychologist. He says that if people have 11 touch points with you, they will fall in love with you. So the more they see you, the more familiar they are with you, even before the event. When you come to the event, they will already feel like they know you, and therefore the entire audience will feel extremely warm towards you. It's what Khaled talks about called the pre-seduction phase, right? And you all know we did a speaker launchpad. That was that purpose, right? I did a welcome video. So every keynote speech that I do, I will always volunteer to my client and say, hey, I can help you record a video to market your conference so that more people will come. So you could do something like that.
Aren't you glad I came here today? I reminded him of something that he forgot to tell you.
Yeah, sorry, forgot about that.
Okay, so to answer your question, which is one of my points actually in terms of my selection of speakers, right, is this thing we call affinity market. I'm not sure if you addressed that on day one.
We call it target market.
Yeah, but I will call it affinity because sometimes it's your target, but you may not have affinity with them. So I give you an example, okay? So basically, I would pitch or introduce the past trainers that I have worked with to my team when they're looking for speakers, right? And then I would typically, when I first started, of course, I pitch all the financial services speakers because, the usual suspects, right? And then I was like, this one good. Then my colleague was like, looking at videos, right? And then like looking at their credentials, awesome, They were like, I don't think it's a good fit. I was like, why? They don't really jive with the young crowd, the tech crowd, the Gen Zs, that kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay. Then on the flip side, I had another proposal for a speaking engagement, and then your company, actually it was for last year, your company was one of the 3 proposals, right? So the other 2, I thought they may get it because they've worked with us before, and then your company was pretty new to us, right? Yeah. Then for some reason, they chose your trainer.
Yes, our GPTS speaker.
And
okay.
Why? Because that trainer's profile matches the sales team's profile. in terms of like, I don't know, personality or like what they saw from the video. Like they
So
feel
the affinity,
the affinity.
similarity.
Yeah, the content for the proposal is more or less the same and all good quality, but they chose your trainer. I also don't know why. Yeah.
Of course, because we're from Get Paid to Speak. Let's go ahead.
Okay. But you know what I mean? So it's besides choosing a target market, you also need to know who is your affinity market. Like who would you and them jive better?
Oh, this is so cool. So maybe something to add. Next time when we get an inquiry, we may want to ask back the question, which is, tell us more about your audience. Are they Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, Baby Boomer? What are they like? And then we may adjust the video accordingly so that we can connect. That's one perspective. I got another perspective. I sometimes feel that we don't need to try too hard, which is we just show up as our most authentic self. The right audience will come and find us. But for that to happen, you need to go out and really promote. Because if you don't put yourself out there, how would you know who will love you, right? Yeah, so got it. And don't worry, we are not chocolate. We don't need everybody to like us. Yeah, so we just got to go where we're celebrated. We got 8 more minutes. Questions? Okay, where? Okay, here. And then next will be? Where? That side. Okay, okay, got it. Go.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm IT business partner. So I deal a lot with budgets, and everything is about budget, right? So I'm going to ask you about how do you allocate your budget across the domain topics? Like I'm in mental health. So quoting Cham just now, your example, you allocate funds for your children's tuition, this subject, right? But you don't really allocate funds for, I don't know, mental health therapy for your children. Yeah. So how much budget actually do you allocate for mental health topics, or how do you allocate your budgets?
Okay, I think this is a very nuanced question and answer, right? Whereby different companies will have very different budget allocation. Okay, so I think this is where, back to my point about affinity market, it's about also knowing your client, KYC, right? So if you know your client, and let's say, for example, I have experience now in tech and also financial services. So financial services, I know that they will definitely, as a sales organization, they will have definitely a lot for sales-related topics. Okay, good to have for mental wellness, but I think it sits with the HR more than it sits with the agency team, right? Yeah, so things like that. So if you know your industry or know your client's industry, you can have an educated guess about where their budgets are going. And then if you know what function they support, you can have a further educated guess on where their budgets are going. Yeah, so it's a lot about knowing who you're dealing with. Yeah, I hope that answers.
I guess word of advice is you probably should know who owns the pocket. Because for example, like leadership roles, and you might assume that's HR, which most of the time sits with them, but they actually do not have budget for that, right? It's driven by the business team of the business function who says, I want my team to learn this, to go through this. So they set the priority and say HR executes it. So maybe your target audience should not be that function. It should be maybe the business head or whoever works in that, and they will then direct you to the HR if you fit the profile. So I sit with the business function, and obviously if I am going out to engage external speakers, it means we have the budget. Otherwise, I wouldn't even go down that path of reaching out. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I think hearing where you come from, right? So probably that budget for mental well-being should not lie with the training department. It should be HR. And of course, if HR didn't raise this budget, then they need to say, okay, maybe this is so important now because everybody's so stressed in the company. Okay, so we need to allocate budget for this, which means maybe they need to use the budget from something else. Yeah. But if I were to use my industry for an example, mental well-being may not be something I can think of that is important now, but I do not know. Maybe 2 years from today, I may tell my head of department, I think they have enough training on skills. Let's do something refreshing. Let's do something different, to shift their mindset. Let's get someone to come in and, talk about mental well-being and shifting their mindset. And that's how I would justify it. Yeah.
Well, we have already solved this problem for you, especially for those of you who got your GPTS.ai, because we have already done the research for you. So as long as you tell what's the topic, we have already found you the companies and the person's job title. So for example, because you're in mental health, right? So I assume your expert topic is mental health. If you click power button number 2, we have actually given you the list of companies in every country that has shown evidence that they champion mental health because of sources like Straits Times, Channel News Asia. And then on top of that, we will also tell you the position, which is actually sitting under corporate wellness. But then if you're in sales, then usually, obviously, you'll talk to the commercial head and the head of sales. If you're doing employee engagement or anything to do with employees like future of work, it usually sits with the HR. So we already thought it out for you. So depending on what's your topic, we'll tell you exactly who you need to reach out to. Yeah? So don't worry about that. Now, but whether they have the budget or not, then that's something that we need to reach out to them earlier on. So I always think that the key is to don't sell first, connect with them, help them get to know who you are, and then ask them when's the budget window. Budget window, will be cool. When do you start, when is the budget window for you? Where you start planning for the next quarter or the next year? For you, Kelvin, which month or which part of the year?
It will be like towards the end of the year. Like
So
October,
October.
Q4, then you're planning for next year.
Okay, so October is a good time, you?
As well, so it starts as early as October, but when we are looking for the speaker, right, it's typically about like 2 or 3 months before the event date. Yeah.
Robert?
Likewise, yeah. So budget is always allocated at the beginning of the year. And like Sham said, yeah, you know, probably 2 to 3 months before the actual event, you will start sourcing for the speaker already.
Got it. So basically, every month we can reach out to you. That's also okay. So, okay, later we'll use that as a closing question, okay, on how to reach out to you. We got more time? Questions? Go.
Sorry, just to add, in my industry, the last quarter, don't bother because everybody is running for sales. So they won't be interested in engaging speakers, yeah.
You also? So October is not a good time? So we should talk to you in Q3? Yes. Latest by Q3. Guys, enough time because you all graduate in July, right? Then Q3 will be them lah. Okay, I got enough speakers for you. Okay, go.
Hi, Jason here. Thank you for sharing your selection process. I'd like to know a little bit more about your discovery process. What's the steps that you take to discover speakers? Do you go through GPTS? Do you do a tender? Do you go to LinkedIn and look for profiles?
Okay, so in my industry, usually the budget will be below the 3 quotes. So we don't need to interview 3 different people. We select maybe the 1 or 2 that we feel is relevant for the topic. We will have an interview with them. Somebody will do some research on social media. Somebody else will ask around if you know we've heard of this. Yeah. So it cannot always be one person choosing, because when one person choose, a lot of things can go wrong. Okay, because you know there's this thing called kelong. So for those who are not familiar with the local context called kelong, right? It's sort of like favoritism. Okay, so you need a panel of people, and usually if a panel of people select and come to choose that person, mostly the decision will be correct. Yeah.
For discovery, definitely going through something like getting paid to speak, because I know you will have a laundry list of profiles, but obviously I would also go to LinkedIn to search subject matter expertise, and I kind of have a sense of, oh, do I want someone who works in the tech space or whatever, right? Then I kind of narrow it down, but always going through a larger organization like this, at least I have options. Yeah.
So it's the same for the 2 gentlemen before me. But on top of that, we also go to our own sales team and our own leaders to ask for recommendation, because they all come from the similar background, right? And then they would have had similar training and speaking engagement in their previous job. And then if it comes highly recommended by them, you know it's good. Yeah, so word of mouth is actually very, 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 very useful.
So that's why we always tell them that the best marketing tool is actually our speech. Because if we do a great job, even if the audience cannot make a decision, but one day when they shift to another company, they might be in position of power, and then they can invite us back. Right? And anyway, most people are married, so even the husband no power, the wife got power in the company, right? And the husband can recommend, or vice versa. So I thank you Word of mouth. Final question. How many more has questions? Okay, only 2, right? Okay, so wait, 3. Okay, so we max out 3, yeah? Huh? Okay lah, Spa, you just now had a chance to talk to them already. We give the non-Spa a chance, okay? Later on, Spa, later on, you guys have a lunch, a tea break. They will be around as well. So you can still grab them at tea break. Let's give the chance to the non-Spa. So can I have the non-Spa? Later you can ask, we have a tea break later. You can meet them, okay? So let's go. I think you're Russell, right?
Yeah, hi.
Russell, go.
Russell. So first half of career was hospitality, second in software sales. So let's say you ask me to come and speak and I do a great job and you're really happy and I've engaged the audience. What's the expectation afterwards? If I've inspired the audience, do you expect then to be able to like train in the change that I'm trying to deliver, or can I just do the speech? I'm just curious what your expectation is after the delivery.
Let me frame it. What you meant is that, so after they invite you to do a speech, you did a great job. Are you asking, like, would they hire you back for more? Is it training, consulting?
Yes, like, is the expectation then to be able to help them execute the change?
Got it.
Or, yeah.
So do you usually, when you hire a subject matter expert, right, do you only expect them to create change in 45 minutes, and then after that, you will hire a separate trainer to do training, or you would actually consider using the same speaker to continue enforcing the messages?
Okay, so basically it really depends. So if it's a one-off speech engagement, of which it's, let's say, just mainly for motivation, so it also depends on the topic, right? So if it's that, then of course I just want a really, really good motivational speaker. But if it's a subject or topic of skills related, ideally it would be a speaker that can speak and motivate, and as well do the further activation post-speech, embedding the learning. Yeah, so I hope that answers.
That's the back end, no? Okay.
Yeah, quite similar, but from experience, it's always building the awareness. That's why we want that really strong subject matter experts to bring in that external perspective, and we will take it in-house to execute if we want that change. Now, obviously, if this person is a subject matter expert that does consulting on the side and we do need that service, then we will consider going back.
So at what point of the selling stage can we let you know that beside doing speaking, we can also do consulting and training and coaching? Because we're also afraid that if we tell you we can also do speaking, training, coaching, consulting, then you'll think that we're a generalist.
No, but I guess by understanding our needs of why we're doing this, we'll give you the hint of, can I get into it a bit more? Or is this just a one-time kind of speech?
Got it.
In that interview phase, I guess.
Got it. Robert, any perspective?
Okay, so for me, the funny thing is the people that I've engaged have never positioned that, but probably maybe they're hoping that, okay, after that, Robert will engage me for a follow-up. So let me share with you what I did once when I conducted a leadership training. I told my client that, okay, so I can do a 3-day training for your leaders, your 12 leaders, and for an additional fee, I can do a one-to-one coaching, one-on-one with the 12, at this cost. So it's like a package, you know, if you take it up, if you say now, so of course it's a gamble to them, because what if it's not good enough, right? But for you to propose that, you're very confident that you are good enough. In the first place, actually, I don't think people will engage you if they're not very sure. So most likely, the fact that you're already there, they're considering you, you're probably 80%, you know, to what they want. And if you were to package that in, I can tell you 8 out of 10 will take up that offer.
Okay, so now come from a teaching point of view. This problem is very easily solved. During your interview with the client, you have to ask them this question, which is, if you love what I did and I did a great job, what's next for us? It's like dating also, if you like this date, I'll ask you then what's next, right? So it's the same thing with a client. You can ask them, hey, if you like what I did in that 45-minute motivational speech or whatever that subject matter speech, what's next for us? And then if for her, she'll say, sorry, only you, it's a one-time thing. All right, but then for him, he will go like, no, if you're good, I'm going to introduce you and you could do more work for us. Right? So I think it's on onus on us to ask, because remember, we're not just speakers, we are experts. We solve problems through different modality, but one of the main modalities is through speaking. So I think that will give us an opportunity. So I love your question. Good job. Okay, we have time for maybe just 2 more, and then we got to go and take a break already. Okay, where? Okay, this lady. You're pointing where? Cheryl, is that you? Okay, go.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Savetta, and I'm actually focusing in the well-being sector, healthcare. So, just based on your observations and your various industries, I would like to understand from you, how frequent do you see your companies engaging a well-being related speakers, and do you see there will be an upward trend?
Okay, I work for an MNC, and I can tell you MNC will invest in this. The HR will, because the employees' well-being is very important to them. Yeah, I can't say the same for SMEs, but MNCs definitely yes.
Likewise, I can tell you it is an upward trend. There's more and more focus on that, on employee engagement, well-being. So the awareness bit is what most organizations are trying to build now.
And sorry, can I just add one more question? How many times have you seen it, let's say, in the last 1 year?
How many times?
Is it how many times they have
they
engaged mental health
yes,
speakers? is
within
it?
a year, like 2-3 times a year?
Well, last year itself, I've engaged 3 times. Yeah.
Robert, your MNC?
Yeah, about 2 to 3 times a year. Yeah, because they have to do it, and sometimes the same speaker, because not everybody, the operations needs to go on, so not everybody can attend, so they will need to cater for, different groups of people, yeah, but with the same topic.
I want to, okay, before we go to Cham, how do you all decide your mental health speakers for your?
Okay, so usually it will be subject matter experts, referred. That's why you doing a good job is very important, because I was just talking to some of them during the lunch. While you are asleep, people could be talking about you, and you want that, yeah. So when people say, hey, like HR people will know friends from HR. They say, hey, I want to get you should get this guy, and if you are like me, who only rely on word of mouth, then it's a no-brainer, yeah.
How about you? How do your company source for those mental health speakers?
I think it's also mostly word of mouth, but I do add an added element of who the target audience is, because if that particular timing more Asia region is on, I would like someone who is well-versed with the Asia bit, and then for like the UK and Americas, because I think well-being to different people are very different, and depending on your background as well.
Your company?
Actually, my company is also a MNC. It's really big. So mental health wellness topics are usually under the purview of HR. So as the audience of such programs, I have seen it as a broadcast, and I believe we have like a wellness week or something like that. So it's a whole schedule of like speakers and activities and things like that.
And next month is Mental Health Month,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll help you guys. Raise your hand if you guys are under mental health. Okay. Now, quickly get your one sheet up. I don't know how you're going to do it, but if you have the GPTS, quickly design. If you can send it to us, actually it's a bit late already because we already submitted, but if you all want to make it, we can still have a chance. All right, because next month is Mental Health Month, and then the next one will be, I think, August or October. Yeah, so we have actually a lot of mental health speakers. Do come and look for us in future if you need more mental health speakers. Correct, mental health speakers? All right, let's give them a big hand for that. Okay, final question, and then we go for lunch. We'll go for tea break.
Okay, yeah, good afternoon. Just want to know.
Could you stand so we can see you? Yes.
How far will you all go to engage an inexperienced speaker, like no public awareness, public speaking experience, but a lot of life experience that can motivate and inspire your staff? How far will you all go?
Okay, frame it. So
Will
that
you
means
give
a
us
lot of
chance?
experience, but very new to speaking. And how's the engagement level on stage? Can talk on stage?
No experience on stage.
Oh.
Like we are your graduate lah.
Well, you're helping yourself, huh? You're trying to assure yourself, is it? Okay, lor. Since they come, we hear from them. I already know the answer already, but how? What do y'all think? That's a good way to end the conversation.
I mean, honestly,
a lot of experience, but cannot make it on stage.
I mean, the answer is no lah.
Okay. Next.
I was wondering if that's like a trick question.
No, they're trying to find holes to bear, trying to find leeway.
I think off the cuff, it's a no, especially if it's a paid engagement.
Got it.
Right.
Robert?
Okay, so I would ask them. Okay, so I think when I'm trying to recruit a trainer, they will of course need to do a presentation to me. So if this person tells me he has no experience, I'll probably ask them to do likewise. And I will explain to them why it's important. Because now, if you can't please me, 1 or 2 or 3 people, how are you going to, excite a room full of, let's say 100, 200 or 300? And I'm sure they will understand. So if your question can be valuable today for everyone in this room is, if you are given that opportunity, you make sure you are well prepared. Because that's going to be your opportunity. So when I train my insurance agents, I always tell them, before you take an exam, what do? We all study and prepare for the exam. So when a client gives you an appointment, of course the intention to buy is there. Otherwise, why would you meet an insurance agent, right? So you need to make sure you're so prepared that you impress the client. Because unlike an exam when you fail, you can sit for it again. No client is going to say, your presentation today is not so good. Why don't you rehearse and then next week I meet you again?
Wow,
so
that was
I
so
think
nice.
it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same if somebody gives you an opportunity. Be well prepared. Yeah.
So we only have one chance.
Yes.
I think Eminem sang that song, right? Don't think
Yeah.
you only have one chance. Okay.
In fact, if you're so good, they get you, that's going to be the door opener to many more. Then, like I said, while you're sleeping, people are going to talk about, wow, we never heard of this person before, but we have no regrets. We engage her, and things like that. Yeah. And that's what you're looking for. That's what you're preparing for.
Wow. Let's give them a big hand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. So can you see why stage time is so important? That you cannot just sign up for a public speaking class and immediately decide that you can commercialize. You gotta keep practicing and under a safe environment led by Joe and the peer coaches. In fact, every time our GPTS speakers get paid gigs, they will always come back to stage time to practice. We even have senior coaches that can take care of you as well. So later on, we'll invite Joe Musney to come and share with you how we'll support you in your paid speeches, okay? So, but with that, thank you so much. Can I invite all of you to give them a big hand again?
Wish all of you the best in your speaking career.
Take a picture together. All right, can we connect with all of you on LinkedIn? How do we find you on LinkedIn? Oh, can we have the title slide, Evelyn? So if you guys want to connect with Charm, Kelvin, Robert, just search for their name on LinkedIn. You should be able to find them. The smart thing to do is to let them know that you got to know them through GPTS, and at least they will pay attention to you, and then you all can connect, okay? So take a picture of this. Thank you so much. Have you taken a picture yet? I think we did, right? Thank you. Can I invite you on stage? We'll go for some coffee.
Another big round of applause for our panelists, please. Kelvin, Robert, and Charles.
Lightbringers, was it worth it? This is legit, right? You got John, a global speaker. Like, those of you who are not in the room, very wasted. But don't worry, I got film it. I'll send it to you guys, okay? This is really God bless, right? Because John is so busy, it's so hard to get him. So that was John. And then after that, we have our 3 corporate speakers. I hope you guys realize what it takes to get paid to speak. Now, we got about a good 7 minutes before we go for our last tea break. And then we're going to come back for our closing. So can I invite all of you to quickly grab a partner, crystallize what you got out of John and our 3 corporate speakers. Like, what have you learned from them that reinforce the things that we have taught you over the last 3 days? Go for it. I'll give you guys about 3 minutes each. Go. On the clock, 6 minutes. You have 3 more minutes. Make sure you switch. Make sure someone else is sharing as well.
Okay, two more minutes for everyone, please. So we're not going to break just yet, just a few more minutes, okay? Okay, so before we go to tea break, can I get everyone to please pay attention here again? I would like to bring back Caleb. Caleb has a special announcement. So please welcome Caleb.
Okay, I just need like 2 minutes really quickly to share what this is about. All right, please. So what I'm holding here in my hand is an FCK Millionaire Award, right? So basically, when you use what we teach, you use our system, and you make over $1 million, we hand out this award, right? So we have the Millionaire Award for making over $1 million. We have Junior Millionaire Awards if you make over $100,000 with our system. And we have a one-call closer award, right? Which means you make over $10,000 with it. So just now, Eric ran away. I don't know where he was. But I have an award for him, right? Because he is one of our FCK millionaires.
This is so cool. I got an award.
You got an award.
Do I have to say a thank you speech?
No, but really quickly, so I just want, because a couple of people have been asking me, like, what if I don't have an offer yet? What if I don't have a coaching program yet, right? Can I tell them the truth that actually we didn't even get paid to speak until we sold it?
Yeah, we told them. I told them about the failed attempt.
Yeah. So what you got to understand is this. If you're wondering, do I need to have a coaching program or an offer before I sell it? The answer is no. You know why? Because unless you sell it, you will never create it. How many of you guys have been thinking for a while, like, I want to sell, but you haven't done anything? Right? Show of hands. Like, be honest.
It's like exactly like what John Lee said just now. He was telling us, I don't know if you're in the room, he said, always be promoting. APB.
So the
ABP.
How the Get Paid to Speak started was like, Eric sold it, right? We got sales, and then we were like, oh shit, now let's go create it.
Yep.
And then we created it, and then, you know, about 1.5 years later, this is what happened.
You know, wait. So now I got an award, right? I want to say something. This is politically right. When I first started Get Paid to Speak, I wasn't expecting this. But now I tell you something, getting a millionaire award is great, but you know what's even greater? Having this community. Can you give yourself a big round of applause? Let me tell you something. I know, you know, Caleb is super on fire. He really believes that everybody needs to build a back end, and you are a living proof of the power of a back end. But I'm going to tell you that I'm living a different life right now. I'm still doing speaking, but what's really cool is in future, when you have your own back end, you will have your own community, and you're going to be able to do big things with your people as well. All right, so regardless, whatever it is, I think most importantly, still remember this, that we are all experts who happen to speak. You really need to double down on your expertise first. Because if you don't double down on your expertise, even if you do all these things, it's actually negative, because more people will know that you're not good at what you do. Yeah, so I think this is one of the key messages I got from you. This is a key message I got from Debbie and all our speakers as well.
Shall we take a quick photo? Charlie, can you come on board,
Okay.
my partner? He's the shy one call closer with the award.
The unstoppable.
Alright guys, this is your final opportunity, final call. If you want to build your offer out with me, you want to build your selling system out with me in 3 days, this is your time to go to the back of the room. I think we have like 5 or 6 books left. We don't have a lot of space. This is your opportunity, alright? I'll see you guys.
Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna go for tea break soon. I'll get Adeline up to do some admin. I'm gonna give you a heads up of what's gonna happen. We will have our community leaders to come up to share with you how we're gonna support you over the next 1 year. So they'll come up. And then after that, we have our very special panel discussion. My guests are already here, 2 global speakers. And suddenly now I have 1 extra guest that's coming. I feel she's not in the room. I feel very stressed and at the same time very excited because she is the OG of the education industry for conferences, and she happened to hear about us. She stopped by, and she's a veteran. When I was a kid, I already know who she is. So she said she wanted to just say hi to all of you. So after that, then we're gonna wrap up, okay? So enjoy your tea break. Adeline, thank you so much. Take care of them. I'll see you guys back here in 20 minutes.
Thank you. So Spa, if we can invite you to the VIP room for tea break, and everyone else will start again at 4:45. So 4:45, please be back here. Thank you. Reminder again, GPTS app, GPTS AI, you have access to it until 7 o'clock tonight. So if you'd like to continue, please remember to subscribe. Thank you.